Halloween is just around the corner as we get ready to wrap up another spooky season, and the world of video games has definitely been bringing the scares with some new horror game releases as well as future announcements. The world of survival horror is ever changing, with each new release finding a new way to exploit the player's deepest fears. But no matter what, you can't beat the classics, and what's scarier than being lost all alone, deep in the darkest woods, where every sound comes from right behind you, and every shadow you inspect stares right back. Hey dudes and dudettes, I'm Derek with GameSomniac, and today we're going to be taking a look at Paranormal Tales, a new upcoming body cam horror game very reminiscent to the Slender games of old. However, the visuals are absolutely superb, to the point where it's extremely hard to tell that it's a game. This is a project that came out of nowhere and just kind of hit us in the face. It's not the first body cam video game that's come up on my Facebook feed, but out of the two that I've seen thus far, this is definitely one that I wanted to cover and know more about. Now, as I mentioned before, this game gives off a very Slender vibe, or maybe even that of Bloober Team's Blair Witch game, both which I absolutely love solely for each game's atmospheric environment alone. So prepare your anus as we get ready to once again dive deep into the world of survival horror and take a closer look at Paranormal Tales. Now, truth be told, information on this game is extremely scarce. There's not a lot to go on at the moment other than information listed on the game's Steam page, but for now, let's check out what Steam has to say about this project. Paranormal Tales is developed by the Horror Cam Committee, published by Your, and is described as follows. Paranormal Tales is a body cam style horror game based on found footage where you experience the tragic tales of those who went missing. Do you have what it takes to reach the end of the footage? It's also explained that the game will have multiple found footage scenarios, exploration, body cam style gameplay, and hyper-realistic environments. According to Steam, various video files have been obtained by the Horror Cam Archives Committee. Each file is a self-contained experience where you get to explore what happened to the people who have recorded these files. Explore various locations, whom all tell greatly different stories for the player to experience. Experience the world from the viewpoint of a body cam, including auditory and visual effects to complete the immersion. The game is developed with a sense of hyper-realism to create a visually stunning and memorable experience powered by Unreal Engine 5. Steam also provides us with a checklist of items assuring players that the game will provide jump scares, nervous breakdowns, anxiety, and maybe even spiders. Paranormal Tales looks to be available for Windows only, with no other information given regarding Mac or console release in the future. Minimum requirements for Windows are as follows. This game will require a 64-bit processor and operating system. The processor recommended at minimum is an AMD Ryzen 3 1200 or an Intel Core i5 7500. For memory, you're looking at 8GB of RAM. For graphics, it's recommended that you have an AMD Radeon RX 560 with 4GB of VRAM, or an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti with 4GB of VRAM. DirectX, you need version 12, and for storage, you should have at least 6GB of available space. Now, the maximum requirements are as follows. Once again, you're required to have a 64-bit processor and operating system. For the processor, it's recommended you have an AMD Ryzen 5 3600 or an Intel Core i7 8700. For memory, you'll need 16GB of RAM. For graphics, you need an AMD Radeon RX 5700 or an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070. DirectX, you'll need version 12 and at least 6GB of available space for storage. Now, with all of that other stuff out of the way, I wanted to talk about the gameplay shown in the trailer because that was the whole reason why I wanted to make this video in the first place. In the trailer, you play an unnamed protagonist looking for his dog who has run off and gotten lost deep within the woods. Like with most horror movies showcasing similar situations, the protagonist runs into strange things such as ghostly figures, abandoned haunted houses, and everything about the trailer is just beautiful. I will say the voice acting seems a little stiff, but at the same time somewhat natural.
Come here, boy. Oh, what has got into him? Teddy! Teddy, come on now. Teddy, for fuck's sake.
And paired with the hyper-realistic environments and the power of Unreal 5, I honestly can't gush over this game enough. And again, right now, I think I'm more enamored by the project's potential rather than what's currently there, but I'm hoping that development does continue and we see this project released sooner than later. I do want to take time to talk about the PT connection because it's stuff like this that really worries me when it comes to the quality of a game. Now, it could just be a coinkydink, but the game is titled Paranormal Tales, with the first two letters of each word being P and T, and when put together, you get PT, which is also synonymous with the Silent Hills playable teaser. Now, at the very end of the trailer, there's a link to a website which reads don'tplaypt.com, and it's obvious that by using those initials in your game's marketing, you're bound to get hits from people also looking for Silent Hills related content. Not to mention, we just had the Silent Hills transmission of 2022, so Silent Hill has been thrusted back into the limelight. Everybody is looking it up, looking for new information on the newest games coming from Konami, so there's a good chance that this game could get hits off of those searches. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, I also have to say the name of the game takes a huge cue from the Paranormal Activity films, and really what I'm trying to say is when you take all this information into account and put it together, there's at least a chance that this game was maybe designed around the marketing rather than it having a great story or gaming experience. In short, it's possible this could just be a cash grab, but that's purely speculation at this time. It goes without saying that I can't say if it's great or not without there being a game readily available to play. Regardless, every time I come to really like a game and get hyped for it, I also like to play devil's advocate and see things from the other side. But that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Be sure to tell us what you think of Paranormal Tales in the comments below, and be sure to check out some of our other gaming videos. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like or dislike it if you never want me to make videos again. And if you do want me to make more videos, then subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified whenever we upload something new. As always, for more video game news and entertainment, keep it locked right here at GameSomniac. Bye-bye!